Previously on the 50 sub special. I feel like sometime in the future, maybe as another sub special or something, I don't know, I'll do another terrible tutorials where I show you how I clean up my audio and get it out there to the world so that you too can be a tape uploader yourself. You guys should really stop subscribing so fast. I'm being serious, okay? It was like a matter of days until I reached 100 subscribers, but you know what? I'm staying true to my word. Remember when I said that I was going to teach you how I archive my stuff for a sub special? I'm gonna teach you how to do it today. So I mainly use three things: my Walkman, my aux cable, and of course Audacity. Oh, and a tape of my choice, of course. You see where it says testing? Usually I don't name it this. If I have a tape that I want to record and refine, I usually call it whatever I'm working on. You're gonna see some weird formatting going on here. It's because I don't want my toolbar to be seen on OBS, and I actually want you guys to see the windows that pop up. So when you open up Audacity, as you see here, the project rate is 88,200. And usually you use this for hi-fi recording. Also to know that when you boot up Audacity, it automatically goes to 44,000. If you want it so that it will always boot up at 88,000 or higher, you can go to File, give me a second. You can go to Preferences, click on that, and then you can go to Quality, and from here you can change your default sample rate. I usually put it to the highest degree. Do keep in mind, my computer is pretty powerful. I use a 1660 graphics card. I don't know if that really helps, but I also do have 40 gigs of RAM on my build. So while this program can crash, nothing gets compromised on my computer, or at least the rest of the processes. But please do note that depending on what computer you're using, your computer might be prone to crashing. So I'm going to show you how I get started. You'll see you have microphone and speakers, your input and your output. Microphone is basically what you're going to be recording audio with. So this is configured to the microphone that I use. So if I say, this is a test, and if I play it back, you're going to hear this. First, I plug in my aux cable. I plug it in into, of course, the Walkman, and then I plug it into the microphone port in the back of my computer tower. Now, notice how I say computer tower. I think it's also in all-in-one machines too. You know, the ones that you find at Best Buy or any other computer place. Generally, it's going to be called something to the tune of high-definition audio. It doesn't list it here because I don't have my aux cable plugged in yet. Give me one second. Here it is. Sorry about that. Turns out you have to restart Audacity for this to work. So now you see where it says microphone high-definition audio. Your microphone might vary, so of course keep recording your stuff. If you want to test out if the aux cord is in the right place, or if the microphone output is in the right place, you can always connect like an MP3 player or even your phone and play, like, I don't know, a video or something and play it back just in case if you don't want to have the hassle of playing your tape over and over and over again. Here are some ground rules that I have. I have to make sure that my Walkman is in a stable place, meaning that if I have it on my desk, it's not going to be anywhere where I'm going to bump into it, because if I do that, it's going to make a couple pops, and that's kind of a pain in the butt to get rid of in the first place. Next, I may or may not use mega bass depending on if it benefits the tape or if it's too much of a hassle. I also do want to mention my Walkman is model WM-FX303. It features auto reverse and mega bass, and it also has the automatic leveling system. I'm kind of mixed on using it because for the past few uploads I've actually been using a whole bunch of it, and it actually does work. And basically what it does is to make sure that your tape doesn't blast your ears off, and you want to put this thing at max
volume. Depending on what you can have a tape that doesn't blast your ears off, or an even quieter tape that doesn't blast your ears off. You can have one of the two. But please do be wary that while the tape is adjusted, so is the static. So don't make it too hard on yourself. I'm actually going to demonstrate why this is in just a second. I'll put this on level 2 for today. Oh, and make sure that your tape is playing at the right speed. Usually you're supposed to have some sort of tape that plays and some fancy equipment, but I don't have that and I don't have time for that. So what I do not do this, by the way. Do not do this. Do not make it hard on yourself. What I do is I have an album on cassette. I play it. If it sounds a little off, I'll get to the speedometer by I think a Phillips screw, and I'll just kind of tune it until it sounds like the official album release. I did this with, I think, a Stone Temple Pilots album, and currently I've been doing it with a Braccia sa Dinare album. Yes, I really do this. Do not do what I do. Please. Get a professional to look at it or something. Get some equipment. Don't be like me. Okay, so now that we are done setting up, all that's left to do is just to record, which of course you press the record button, then you press the start button. Today I'm going to be using the Tonart series tape for demonstration purposes today. Do you see that static? This is the reason why I don't really like to use automatic leveling system, because I get stuff like this. And there's also the advent of the peaking. Peaking does not sound great. You can tell when a recording peaks a little too much, and it kind of is annoying when that happens. And if it's from the recorded side of things, you're gonna have to re-record again. That is a pain. Press stop recording on OBS instead of pressing stop recording on Audacity. Anyways, the tape is done recording, so what we're going to do now is, of course, press stop. And from here, we can take a listen to what we've recorded. We take a sample like we do right now. You might want to lower your volume. You can hear the audio peaking, and that does not sound very pleasant. What you could do is normalize and figure out stuff from there, but what I want to do is employ a noise reduction. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our noise, and we're going to get our noise reduction. Can't read. And we're going to get our noise profile. So this is what Audacity is generally looking for. I'm going to just take some part of this, and then we're going to do some noise reduction. Just be careful, because if you do way too much, it's going to muddy the audio. And this is actually the tape that, while isn't the one that I've been having issues with, it does have this issue where even if you do put the right amount, sometimes it does tend to muddy the sound quality. So you generally want to tweak it just so that it can reduce noise efficiently. Whether that means you have to mess around with the frequency smoothing or the sensitivity or even the noise reduction, you're going to have to do a lot of trial and error with that. There's also another method which you can amplify or equalize to all hell and back, get your noise profile, and then from there, do what you need to do. I was able to do this once, so please forgive me. I was trying out a new method and it did work. The only problem is I have no idea what the steps were, and every time I would try to replicate it, I would kind of go on random experimentation, which is actually something that I really do encourage. If you have yourself a tape and you want to archive it and it's not on the internet yet, go ahead, record your audio, tweak it the best you can, because this is basically your sandbox at this point. And this is how I do things. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you what I do specifically, but the main things I usually do is noise reduction, adjust bass and treble by equalization, and then add reverb and a fade out if necessary. And that's basically the steps that I take. Your mileage may vary, so just take what you can from this. Unfortunately, I can't show you any secrets that people like, I don't know, maybe Genericide does, but hopefully I can provide a foot in the door. I really love archiving tapes, and unfortunately, me being in America, it's hard to track down any of these tapes, because right now my only way of getting them is either through my tape dealer. Okay, he's not specifically my tape dealer. I just so happen to buy from the same seller again and again and again. And I also do have Discogs to help me out. That's all I really have to say about this tape. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. I'm floored that I actually got this far. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you guys so much. I hope to see you guys in the next video.